Hi Nitisha, let's take a look at this new set of essays, okay? The first one is about spending much money on weddings. Here's what you said. Experts throughout the world have debated whether the spending of millions of dollars on marriage functions is beneficial or not. Usually we call them wedding functions, not marriage functions. This essay will discuss both the merits and demerits of this trend using examples from the UK government and Oxford University to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, fine. There is ample evidence that pouring money into a wedding ceremony is advantageous. The central reasons behind this are twofold. Firstly, it helps to collect gigantic memories, which will be useful to remember for lifelong. Okay, that's a little awkward. First of all, I don't like the expression gigantic memories. Gigantic feels very informal. And then for lifelong is incorrect. So let's fix it. Firstly, it helps to collect priceless memories, which will be memorable lifelong, or which will be memorable for one's entire life. Secondly, extraordinary arrangements of the functions will amuse the attendees through decorations and the brand products used, which will give pride and status in society. To illustrate, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrates that 90% of the weddings are in the news due to their unforgettable organization. Okay, Nitisha, it's a little underdeveloped. Let me tell you why. First of all, you said that it helps create these memories. That's underdeveloped. Explain to me a little bit more. Explain to me why a wedding must be very expensive in order to create memories. In other words, are you telling us that if you have a moderately or low-priced wedding, you will not have wonderful memories of your wedding? So I want you to support that a little better. Then, here actually you didn't give me any support though. You just went straight into your second point, and I don't want that. I want every main idea to have its own support. Then, you said they will amuse the attendees through decorations and the brand products used. This was awkward, which will give pride and status in the society. Okay, it's awkward. I know what you're trying to say, but you're not saying it the way you want to say it. So in other words, secondly, the extraordinary arrangements of the functions will impress the attendees due to the elaborate decorations and brand products used, and this will in turn increase the status of the couple in society. Okay, you want to make some changes like that. Okay, and then here you needed a takeaway sentence, something linking back to the initial sentence in your paragraph, okay? The impact of spending heftily on weddings cannot be... Alright, that's a little brief. So I think what you want to say is, although there are benefits to spending heavily on weddings, the drawbacks cannot be overstated. This is largely because it is ultimately a squandering of money. For example, an extensive study by Oxford University showed that 90% of the wedding bills are meaningless and just to show off. Alright, 90% here, 90% here. Okay, fine, use a fake statistic, but like try to vary it up a little bit, okay? Consistent with this line of thinking is that the continuous trend of exorbitant spending on weddings. Marriage is something else. Marriage is the period of time when a couple is actually married to each other, but what you're talking about here is weddings. So, exorbitant spending on weddings will not only create financial burden to the spender and family, but also impose a wrong tradition for others. Okay, explain that to me. What do you mean that it will create a wrong tradition? I think you're trying to say that basically it creates an atmosphere where there's a keeping up with the Joneses, as we say in English, where you have to, well, if my neighbor did it, I have to do it too, and if he did it, then, you know, I have to do it. If my brother and my sister and my best man and everybody's having these expensive weddings, I must do it as well. So I think that's what you're trying to say. But you should have explained that a little better, not the wrong tradition. It must not be forgotten that big celebrations also pollute the environment remarkably, as the rubbish collected is mostly from the items used, which are of one-time use, and throw materials? I don't know what that means. And disposable materials, I think you mean. Alright, again, You need to back it up. Explain, what are these materials you're talking about? What are these items? What is this rubbish made of? So tell me it's for like decorations, it's for plates, it's for glassware. I mean, whatever it is you're talking about, explain it to me. Don't just assume that the reader knows what you're talking about, okay? So, in conclusion, although there is a case for organizing grand events, I firmly believe that the drawbacks of spending extravagantly on marriages outweigh the advantages in terms of wastage and unethical rituals. It is predicted that such spending will be curtailed in future. All right, that's fine. So, I like some of what you did, but some of the vocabulary, some of the grammar, was a little off. I guess vocabulary more so than grammar, but also I want more support. You're not supporting your statements enough. Every time you have an idea, every time you present a point, you have to have some sort of explanation, illustration, example, something. Okay? That's what I want you to work on in your next set of essays. Now let's look at your task 1. Okay, and here it is. It's the job cover letter. Dear Sir, I am contacting you in relation to the advertisement in yesterday's newspaper, Times of India. I would like to apply for the available position of Senior Research Fellow at your organization. My name is Nitisha Patel. I have done a Master's in Science in the Biochemistry stream. I don't know about that biochemistry stream. That feels a little awkward. How about I have a Master's in Science in Biochemistry. I've been working at Navsari Agricultural University since 2017 as a Junior Research Fellow. Careful with your language here, I'll tell you in a minute. Perhaps I think I will be the most suitable candidate for this job as my field of research is the same as mentioned in the description. In addition to this, I'm highly dedicated and a goal-oriented person. In fact, I recently succeeded ED in my project. I received the Young Scientist Award from the university. Capital, capital, capital. What did I want to tell you here? I felt like this was a little too modest. You're basically selling yourself, so make sure you sell yourself well. Instead of this perhaps, just say, I believe, no. How about get rid of the perhaps again, and then just say, I am the most suitable candidate for this job, etc., etc. All right? That's a better way to do this. Furthermore, from this employment, I have gained knowledge of handling modern sophisticated instruments, which is immensely beneficial to me in solving problems diligently and flawlessly. Here I have enclosed details of the 2 references for your convenience. Please phone me personally on the number this for any query. I await your prompt reply. Okay. This is all fine. I didn't have a problem with any of it. There's only one thing I really want to talk to you about. It's his kind regards. Remember that this is a formal letter where you don't know the name of the person you're writing to. You've just written to this faceless Dear Sir. So for that reason, your letter should end with yours faithfully. It's one of the conventions of formal letter writing. So keep it in mind when you don't know the name of the person you're writing to, that's how you should end your letter. Okay? Other than that, it's fine. Did you give your qualifications? Yes, you said you have a master's. You said that you already do this kind of work. You talked about your past experience in a similar position. And you said some stuff about being passionate and energetic and so forth. I could have said maybe a little bit more about that. All right. What is your energy and enthusiasm? Highly dedicated and goal-oriented. Okay. I think you could have been a little more specific. I think you could have said something a little more tailored to the particular job. Like, for example, I have been following the research coming out of your organization for quite some time now, and I've always been impressed and always dreamed of being a research fellow alongside scientists such as X, Y, and Z people whose name you just make up, okay? So that shows a little energy and enthusiasm, showing that you know something about the organization and that you are excited to work with them. All right, so Nitisha, go ahead and correct these, return them back to us corrected, and send us another set of essays. We're here, we're waiting for them, so go ahead and get that started, okay? Good luck to you.